Hi, Becky from Bella Rose Kisses here to show you my vintage 1940s makeup look, complete with my little victory rolls. I'm so proud of them. My first time trying them and I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. Also happy with this makeup look. You'll have to watch to see everything I used, but as you may notice, my eyes are very minimal. They didn't use a lot of eye makeup back in the day, except for they did put a big emphasis on eyeliner and mascara on their upper lash line, not the lower, and red lipstick, which is of course fabulous in any era. So go ahead, sit back, relax, and see how I created this vintage look. Okay, so for foundation, they did matte. They didn't do a whole lot of crazy makeup back in the day. Remember, they're coming off of the Great Depression at this point. Brows, thankfully, are a little bit thicker because in the 30s, they were super thin. So there's a little more definition here. They used eyeliner, pretty thick black or brown eyeliner on the upper lid with big lashes, and it looks like they kind of ignored the bottom lash line there. Rosy cheeks with the apple going back. Of course, red lips were still popular, and their eyeshadow was completely different than I expected. It was very, very minimal. In fact, it was kind of their skin color. So we're gonna go with that. And today we're gonna use all SENEGEN's products. The only thing I have on at this point is Silk. This is our Silk Pore and Wrinkle Minimizer. This is our primer, if you guys can see that. It goes on and it fills in wherever you might have pores or fine lines and wrinkles. I put that on well ahead of time because I like to let it dry and matte before I put my foundation on. So we are gonna start with the foundation today. I am using Almond Advanced Anti-Aging Foundation. I go back and forth between this and the regular formula. This has obviously some additional anti-aging ingredients in it, and both of them have Cineplex complex in them, and you're like, what's that? Well, basically our makeup is skincare infused. If you have not heard that before, it's pretty incredible. Okay, so we're gonna start with the foundation, and then I will move on to my eyes while I let this dry. Normally with a regular makeup look, I'd do my brows first, but we're gonna do that as part of the process. So here we go with the foundation. Again, they kind of did a matte look back in the day. So normally on a daily basis, I would like lighten underneath my eyes, but we're not gonna do that today because they didn't do that. And normally I would also put green concealer and a layer of color correcting tinted moisturizer on first to kind of cover up my freckles. But again, I don't think they really did that back then. I could be wrong. But we're just gonna go with what I think they did back in the day. And so far I've done the 20s and the 30s. This is my first attempt at the 40s. I normally get up a little bit higher in my hairline, but I don't want to mess up my hair because I am really proud of these curls. Victory rolls, I'm sorry. Not gonna lie, I spent a lot of time on those and I'm very proud of them. Okay, so while that dries and I make sure that it is how I want it to be, I'm gonna move on to my eyeshadow. I don't know why that word escaped me. Oh, and of course I forgot the brush I really needed. Okay, so they did basically in their socket line here a little bit of a darker color, and the rest of it was basically the color of their eyes. So I'm gonna go with Candlelight and get that all over my lids here. I was very surprised at how minimalist the eyeshadow was, because I kind of like to do eyeshadow, and yeah, I was very surprised. I was like, wow, I don't have to do much on my eyes. Again, remember, very minimalist back then, coming off the Great Depression. I will be changing my outfit so you can see that I look slightly like the 1940s, but I really don't have a lot in my personal wardrobe to fit the 1940s, so we're gonna make do with a green sweater. Okay, so this is Natural Tan. This is one of the Smoky Neutrals collection. Put it on this brush right here and just go in my socket. I was torn between this and Mocha Java, which for me probably either would work. Mocha Java might be slightly, well, Mocha Java would be slightly more defined, and I may end up doing that because this is definitely not, it was slightly defined, but then they blended it out. Actually, I may move on to Mocha Java because I don't think this is different enough from my skin. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try Mocha Java, and I think I might try a different brush. You live and you learn. Okay. Here we go, Mocha Java. This is a regular color. Just put this on a different brush. Oops, and I might get too much. Oh well, we'll figure it out. Because they blended it out. Literally, they had it here in this little line right here, and the rest was the color of their eye. Their skin, I should say. This has been a really fun process to learn about makeup of different eras. Personally, I'm looking forward to the 90s, maybe the 70s and the 80s. Okay, yes, this is definitely more what I was looking for. But again, nothing crazy here, no blue, no green, natural, minimal. Okay. Now we're gonna go back with the Candlelight that I had on and just kind of clean up top and on the lid area. I'm patting. You saw me blend just a minute ago. This is pat, 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 pat. The main emphasis on their eyes were their lashes and their eyeliner. It's a little bit up here. This is not necessarily the brush I would want to use for this, but it's the one that I have handy, so we're gonna go with it. So that is basically it for shadow. Okay, well, I'm letting that dry before I put on my mascara and my eyeliner. We're gonna go onto the cheeks. So we are going to use Cherry. It's our Blush Sense cream to powder blush, but I think this is a little too rosy even for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm essentially going to kind of cut it with a little bit of light concealer. A little bit of Cherry goes a very, very long way. This tube should last you a very long time. I'm gonna show you the amount that I used. See that? That's probably too much. But I am gonna add a little bit of light concealer, also cream to powder. Trying to get it not too much, but enough. Okay, oops. And I'm putting this directly on the brush. And see how much I put on here. That is the light concealer and our Cherry, and to create some rosy cheeks, apples, back. But here's the deal, our cream to powder, a little bit goes a long way. So I wanna go back. And if I get too much still, even with it being kind of diluted with the light, I can take my foundation brush that has a little bit of leftover foundation on it and kind of tone it down a bit if needed. Which here, I don't think I'm gonna need it. I think it's gonna be okay. We'll see. I think that's okay. Actually, I think I kind of like it. One thing I am noticing though, I'm gonna go back with my, I have this thing here in my eye. This is still the Candlelight brush, and I'm just gonna kind of clean up right there because I could see where I didn't do that well. On a daily basis, I would do more underneath my eyes, so maybe it just feels funny to me. Okay, so we still have to do my brows, my eyeliner, my mascara, and of course my lips, and I need to change my outfit. Oh, and some powder too. Okay, we will do next my brows. Let me find the correct brush. I'm gonna go with Mocha Java, which is lighter than I would normally do. Now keep in mind, in the 1940s, thankfully, they amped up their brows just a little bit because earlier they were very, very, very thin. Not exactly full brows at this point, but definitely better than an improvement from the 20s. So they had a little more thickness here and then still thin over there, but they were definitely defined. So I'm gonna take this little brush, I just put a little bit of Mocha Java right on there. and still keep this thin. That might even be a little too thick, but I will double check before I take a picture and do the best I can. Not bad. Again, these may not be perfect because I already have my brows in place, and so it's kind of hard to cover them up to thin them out. It can be done, but it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do. Okay, let's move on to our eyeliner. Personally, our liquid EyeSense would be the best choice, but I only have Starry Sky open, which has glitter in it, and I don't think they did glitter back then. So we are gonna stick with my pencil in black, my EyeSense Long Lasting Eyeliner Pencil. I love this. This is what I use on a daily basis. I normally use black brown. I use black on special occasions, so we're gonna use black today. They only did it on their top lash line, and then they had a lot of mascara on the top too. So we're getting there. I'm feeling very fancy. Okay, so it was very thick up top. Again, I think the liquid would be better here, but the liquid I have has sparkles in it. Trying to get that as close to my lash line there as possible. Can't have it be straight because I only do a little thinner on a daily basis. Okay, next eyeball. Obviously I want them to match in thickness and in shape. I'm trying to gauge, I feel like that one's a little thicker. My eyes are slightly different, so sometimes it's hard to gauge if they match because this eye tends to be closed a little more than this eye, and I think most people kind of have that. Maybe not as significant as mine, but, and mine isn't even that significant, but it's still something that I pay attention to. You know your own face, right? Okay, I think that's good. I'm gonna put on some powder, and then I'm gonna start, actually, you know what I'm gonna work on? I'm gonna put on my primer first for my lashes because I like to let that dry at least a minute. I'm going to ignore my bottoms because as far as I can tell, they totally ignore their bottom lashes. Okay, now I'm gonna put some powder on. Our powder comes like this. I prefer my brush, so I have it in a different container. Try to mat out my face a little bit here. Our powder absorbs oil. I believe it's like 1 molecule away from a liquid. It's truly awesome. I love it. And I will tell you, our makeup feels weightless. I've worn makeup that feels heavy, if you know what I mean. Like you put it on and you feel like you have it on. I forget that I have it on. I mean, makeup's kind of my thing and I know it's there, but I don't think about it. I don't think, oh gosh, this feels heavy. Oh, this feels thick. I'm guessing makeup back in the day probably felt heavy and thick. Okay, I think that's enough for my lashes. And then we have to finish off with a nice red lipstick. Or in our case, LIPSENSE. Okay, so if I knew how to do false lashes, I would totally do false lashes for this look, but instead we're gonna go with my Volume Intense waterproof mascara. Some people love non-waterproof, I'm not one of them. Yes, waterproof does take a little extra effort to get off, but I've been known to cry a few times, so I like my mascara to stay put. Okay, so there is that. We have left red lipstick because thankfully they still like red lipstick. I think the last two vintage looks I've done, they also had red lips. This one was a little more like red. Like the last in the 30s, it was a little kind of an orangey tint. This is red. So we're going with blue-red. Actually, Fly Girl would be the best, but I don't have a Fly Girl open, so we We're gonna use BLU-RED, which you can see has been well loved. Okay, LIPSENSE. You want some witch hazel. Clean off your puckered pout. Because, as you're about ready to see, when you're doing your makeup, you get stuff on there. And LIPSENSE is a molecular bond. So you want the LIPSENSE and your lips to have the best chance to bond. So that's why you want clean dry lips. So there you go. That's just from putting my makeup on today. I did not have any makeup on before I did this video, and that's what's on my lips. Okay, typically I would take a clean washcloth, a dry washcloth, and pat my lips dry, but of course it's not within reach right now, so we're just gonna go with this. Let them dry. Now with LIPSENSE, it's really important that you shake the bottle. There's a little blend, a tube I should say. There's a little blender bottle in there. Blender. Ball. Just like your nail polish, so it mixes up the pigment. 3 thin layers all in one direction. Keep your mouth apart. If you touch your lips together, you're gonna be sorry. And always wipe off the excess, because you don't want globs. That'll not be the best. So one direction. That is one. I just kind of do it like a little extra. Yeah, if you want it to dry, if you touch it and it's tacky, it's not dry. But if you touch it and it's not tacky, you can move on to the next one. It does dry pretty quickly. There's 2. Always get your waterline in there. I really like this. I said this last time, but I think this is my favorite look so far. Obviously I need to change my outfit. Okay. Okay, we're gonna let this dry extra long before we put the gloss on. And then when I'm done with the video, I'm going to take a picture so you can see it. I'm really proud of my little rolls here, my victory rolls. First time ever doing them. Okay, it's still a little tacky. So we're gonna give it extra time. The last layer I really want to stay put. And I find that my last layer takes the longest to dry. First one dries really quick. Still slightly tacky. Getting there. Okay. In a perfect world with your LIPSENSE, your wand should be clear still for your glossy. If you put it on and you get a little bit of color on there, it means you're not letting it dry long enough before sealing it with your gloss. Once you have your gloss on, and put the lips together. Ah. Also, a matte gloss would be best for this, but I'm a glossy gloss girl. I don't use matte a lot, but matte would be the best choice for this vintage look, but glossy gloss is my thing. Okay, so let's review with what I did here. I will take pictures that'll show you better what I look like, but I did my little victory rolls right here, which actually were not as difficult as I thought. I parted my hair and I grabbed this little chunk and I took the end of it and I kind of rolled it, and I literally have one bobby pin in here. I don't know where it's at, it's right here. I have one bobby pin in there and I put it in place and I didn't touch it because it worked the first try and I was like, we're good. This one could definitely be up further, but with the way my hair goes, I was okay with it. This could be a little bit different of a curl, but again, my first try, totally okay with it. So as far as my face goes, they had a matted look on their face. I just used Almond and Advanced Anti-Aging Foundation. That is my winter color. I tend to be dewy for a shade in the summertime. Then I have rosy cheeks. I used Cherry Blush Scents, and I thought the cherry would be too cherry, so I diluted it, so to speak, or cut it with light foundation, and I just put that on there and put it back. Light colors on my eyes. They did not do a lot for eyeshadow. You'll notice that I have, oops, I need to fix that a little bit. Basically 2 colors. I started out trying to use natural tan in the crease, but I decided it was not dark enough for me because this color is Candlelight, up here is Candlelight, and I ended up using Mocha Java these two colors right here. I tried natural tan, but was not quite right for mine. And it needed to be just a little bit more. I used black eyeliner. They only did it on the top, and it looks like they only did their mascara on the top as well. Brows, these could be a little bit better, but they thankfully got rid of like the thin brows from the 20s and 30s, put a little more emphasis here, and it was still thin here. Those could be a little bit better. I have on natural translucid powder, and then of course, BLU-RED Lip Sense with Glossy Gloss. Matte would be better, but I prefer glossy. So there we have it. This is my vintage 1940s look, and I hope you liked it. I also have my 20s and 30s look already posted. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to see more videos, obviously subscribe right here on YouTube and see what else I've been up to. You can also join me on Facebook, where I do a lot of my makeup tutorials. I have a business page, which is Bella Rose Kisses by Becky. I think that's how you can find me. And then my VIP group is facebook.com/groups/Bella Rose Kisses. And of course, I'm on Instagram too. So there's a lot of ways to find what I'm up to. I hope you'll join me on one of those places, or just stay right here on YouTube. Just make sure you subscribe. So again, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this 1940s inspired makeup look. Have a great day and see what else I've been up to. You can also join me on Facebook, where I do a lot of my makeup tutorials. I have a business page, which is Bella Rose Kisses by Becky. I think that's how you can find me. And then my VIP group is facebook.com/groups/Bella Rose Kisses. And of course, I'm on Instagram too. So there's a lot of ways to find what I'm up to. I hope you'll join me on one of those places, or just stay right here on YouTube. Just make sure you subscribe. So again, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this 1940s inspired makeup look. Have a great day.